Most e-commerce advice stops at just getting traffic. But what good is traffic without conversions? Well, that's just a leaky bucket. After 10 years of helping e-commerce stores grow, I can tell you this. What really moves the needle in your business is what happens on the website after somebody lands on it. So today, I'm breaking down 3 real-world coffee product pages and sharing with you what's helping, hurting, or flat out missing. Let's get into it. Let's start with the good. These are what I call table stakes, so the absolute minimum that a product page should have on an e-commerce website. And thankfully, all 3 of our coffee product pages have them. So I'm looking at the Coffee Works, and I'm looking at the Coffee Bean Shop, and I'm looking at Rave Coffee. All of these have clear product imagery, they have price, they have grind options, and you can see that they all have your cafetiere, metal filter, espresso, etc. And you can see that Rave has it too, with whole bean, cafetiere, etc. Also, what all of the product pages have is an add to cart button and customer reviews, which you can see here. And if we go back to Coffee Bean, they've got their add to cart, and down here are customer reviews. And finally, the Coffee Works add to basket, and they have customer reviews as well. So all bare minimum expectation. But because it's table stakes, these don't convert. Sure, if you haven't got them, it'll turn people off. But what goes above and beyond these is what can make a difference between a 2% conversion and maybe a 4% conversion. When it comes to diving deeper into how we can improve conversions on our product pages, one of the best things you can do is look for ideas from competitors. And I've done that for each of these 3 stores. So Coffee Works, for example, as we've said already, nice clean layout for sure. But if I go to the Coffee Bean Shop, these tasting notes really clean, they jump out at you, very easy to absorb. And if I go back here, tasting notes, they're just a little bit bland and a little bit neutral. They don't evoke anything, which is a shame because this opening sentence has got some real power. So just something that makes it easier to see. Now, if we click across to Coffee Bean Shop, what could they learn? Well, actually, they've made a bit of a cardinal sin. They've got their size and grind type spread out here, and then one-time subscribe and save. And the tasting notes, which I actually quite like as a visual. But what it's done is push the add to cart button below the fold, which is not fantastic. Whereas we look here at what Coffee Works have done, they've nicely condensed the size and the grind and one-time versus subscription into still a clean but a smaller area, which means that they've got their add to cart button above the fold. So I'd be looking at how I could condense this but still keep the feel, still make it shoppable, and have the add to cart button above the fold. And then finally, let's bounce across to Rave Coffee. Now, what I would change about this, and again, this is just personal opinion, but this space is massive. The image is huge. It's disjointed from the copy, which actually looks really good. And so I'd be trying to tidy it all up into something that's easier for the visitor to absorb visually. So the images, yes, let's make it striking, but let's have it tightly combined with the selling details and not spread out and sprawling over the bottom of the page. I've literally got to scroll down to get the bottom of the photo. Now, in reality, there were probably half a dozen different things that I could call out on each of these pages, from the fact that on Rave they have a join our coffee club section here but no link in it to join the coffee club, which is a bit of a schoolboy oversight, to the chocolate brownie blend from the Coffee Works, which it kind of does what it says on the tin. It's a chocolate brownie with coffee, but where are the lifestyle images? Where is the coffee dripping out of the machine? Where are the people being happy enjoying their drink and not just 3 pictures of the packet? So, they could all do things to improve. Perhaps what I'm more interested in, though, is there something that they're all missing a trick on? And kind of, yes, there actually is. And it comes from their mobile pages. So I'm going to shrink the screen and we'll have a look at the mobile version. But funnily enough, what I'm going to do is start with Next, which is a clothing retailer in the UK, and see if you can spot the thing that I'm going to be talking about. So I scroll this pack of t-shirts. I've got add to bag on the page, which is fantastic. I'm about to lose the add to bag button. And I've got another add to bag button with a nice subtle favourites button at the side of it. And I scrolled all the way down, and at every point I can add this pack of t-shirts to my bag and buy it. Now let's go on the mobile. So we've got the Coffee Works here, we're scrolling down, we've got add to basket, we've also got add to buy a gift card, which is a bigger button in the same colour. I don't know why we're doing that. Let's prioritise the add to basket button. And then I scroll down and add to basket is gone. And then there is a lot of content, and it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going, and all that way through I've lost my add to basket button, which is going to cause a hit on your conversions, especially on mobile, and I'm guessing well over half of your visitors are coming on mobile. And let's have a look again here. We've got the Coffee Bean shop, and the same again. We scroll down, it looks fabulous, they've done a good job. Add to cart button, nice and clear, and we scroll down and it's gone again. It's a miss. Now Rave, these guys actually do a good job, ironically, because above the fold there is no add to cart button, which is a bit cardinal. Eventually add to cart comes into sight, and then once it scrolls off we get an add to cart button at the bottom. It is a bit hidden behind chat and it's a bit hidden behind rewards. Remember, Next made this really clean. It's just add to bag and a favourites button. These guys though, at least they have the add to cart button, although we do have to do quite a bit of scrolling to get to it, which is not fantastic. And so there you have it, 3 coffee websites that are doing fantastically well. They're all in the top half of Google's first page, so they're getting traffic, which is why it's more important for them to be spending time on making sure the conversions are working. If I'm getting 3 or 4 sales for every 100 visitors instead of 1 or 2, I'm doubling my turnover, which is probably more than doubling my profit in reality. This conversion rate optimization, CRO as it's known, is worth putting the effort into. So sure, SEO is important, but if you're already in the top 3 positions and you're already getting traffic, then you might just find that actually CRO is where you need to be spending your efforts to increase your e-commerce store's profitability. Now, if you haven't got time to do this yourself, if you're busy working on your business instead of working in your business, then that's what people like me are here for. You can use this link that's live on the screen now, is also in the description, and I'll carry out a free audit of your store, looking at things that could be fixed to improve your CRO and your SEO. Or if you'd just like to feature in one of these videos, then by all means leave your website address in the comments and I'll be happy to do that as well. Now, I'm posting videos like this every week. If you enjoyed this one, please hit like and subscribe. That will do me massive favours and make sure more people get to benefit from my decade of experience. And in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful week and I will see you next time. Take care.